Hello once again. Excuse me. Hello once again. Welcome back to my channel. Behind me is south of Tashmoo, and when I was still drinking and I was coming home from the bars, or yeah, this time of at night, just after midnight, I'd walk down there and I could see. I could look down there and I could tell if my grandfather was awake or not in the old brown house, just by if the light was on or not. And if there was a drinking party going on, there was a light always on. I could see it all the way down the road here. So I'm at the corner of Tashmoo and Churchill Road, and behind me is Tashmoo North going to Sarnia. But anyways, I'd come from Sarnia, Tashmoo North, cross through the lights, and I would be able to look down the road and come down the road, and I could see if there was I wonder if my grandpa's drinking or not. I wonder if he's got any party going on, if anybody's over there. And if the light was on, sure enough, that's meant that, because he wouldn't put the light on if there wasn't a party. Okay, all the lights were on when there was always, if there was drinking. So that's how I could tell if there was drinking going on at home when I came home from the bars, when I was when I was a teenager or in my late 20s. And so I would either be able to tell if he was awake or not, and if there's a party going on, is basically what I meant to say. So that's why this corner brings back memories at this time of the night. But anyways, I'm going to continue on down to down Tashmoo and just blog a little bit about whatever's on. Well, I have a couple things on my mind. I'm coming up to north of Tashmoo every now and then. We got a train coming through, so that's happens after midnight, and around 4 in the morning there'll be another train. So there's trains coming through, and the lights go on. You'll see the train come through pretty soon. But right now I've been taking a little bit of responsibility to watch some of the houses up on the north end here. We had a little bit of suspicious activity around Amjanung, but right now suspicious activity around Amjanung. So I've been kind of watching the houses up north, the north end of Tashmoo as well, including that in my visits and in my walks, sort of thing. So it's a little bit of trespassing here and there, and theft is becoming an issue in different parts of the reserve. And so not all of us can take care of the whole area, right? Yeah, you pretty much have to. Everybody has to work together. The police, the community, like everybody together. So I just try to do my part because I live here all the time. I'm here all the time, right? So, anyways, I've been trying to take care of some of the houses up here too, make sure everything is okay with making sure no one's bothering the people in these at this part as well, up and down Tashmoo. So it's all volunteer stuff. So what's on my mind? I'm going to finish off talking about my stalker now. The stalker I've had is, as I was telling you last night, it was one of my exes that I've lived with, as I told you. So she was a pretendian, and she always went to the Granite Club all the time to dye her eyebrows, because I told her that the blonde eyebrows with the black hair, that she dyed her hair black all the time. She was blonde with blue eyes, but she always dyed her hair black. And when I was with her, that's what I was attracted to, was her blonde blue eyes. But when she started to dye her hair black, she started to she looked kind of native, but she looked but her white skin really gave her away, and the blonde eyebrows. So I started to tell her about that, and she really got offended all the time when I told her that she wasn't native. If I brought that up and I pointed it out to her, like, you can dye your hair all you want, you can get all the piercings you want, all the tattoos you want, she had a tattoo of an eagle, but that's not going to make you a native. She had a tattoo of an eagle on her breasts, right around here. And I don't know who did the tattoo, but the head of the eagle, it looked like a chicken head. Okay, it looks like a chicken head. I don't know if she still has it, but I'm not trying to insult anybody's art or anything like that. But I know it's just I think with all the money that she had, getting $70,000 in GIC every 3 months, which piled up to an enormous amount of money, and this was being transferred into other bank accounts by her mother, who is pretty much her manager. And so all her money is inheritance. She didn't earn any of this stuff. Like she's just a little rich snob that likes to makes people's lives miserable, as I told you. So she used to hang around a lot. She lives at Yonge and St. Clair, as far as I know. That's where she was the last time that I saw her. So she liked to hang around places where drunk native men, down and out men were, that didn't have money. And she liked the odd white guy every now and then. But the native men, I don't know what it was about drunk native men, but that turned her on or whatever. Maybe something happened to her in her lifetime where something with drunk native men. I don't know what it was, but she liked hanging around on the streets and pretend she was a counselor. And as I told you, she'd went to shaman school and paid $250 to become a qualified shaman. So that made her a shaman. So she went around she's going around telling people that she's a medicine woman based on the certificate that she got from this person. She liked to flirt a lot. She liked to pick men up a lot. She liked to hurt men emotionally. This is another thing that she likes to do, is she likes to make it look innocent. And if you're her boyfriend, she tries to make it look innocent, and she'll start hitting on your friends, or she'll hit on other men and make it look like, oh no, I was just talking to him, I was just counseling him, you don't have to get jealous. She would say stuff like that, or you're just a jealous, insecure asshole because I can't even talk to somebody and you're going to get mad. Well, what are you giving them your phone number for? What are you flirting with them for, right? Like, what are you trying to cuddle up to them for? Just getting so close. You'd have to see it to understand. Like, I know when someone's trying to pick somebody up, or when someone's deliberately trying to hurt somebody's feelings, and that's what she would do with me, right? She would flirt with other men, flirt with my friends, and like some guys, she would zero right in on them and just totally ignore me, and do whatever she can to pick them up. She would stay. I take her to powwows. She was horrible at powwows. I take her to powwows, and she'd sell her fake jewelry and stuff like that. She's also into. She sells. Somebody taught her how to make stained glass art. It's pretty nice art, stained glass art. But she'd do this stuff too, and bring this to the powwows. Bring her fake jewelry that she would buy at Artons, and put together all these pendants with their ties and different things that she had, and sell it off as jewelry, right? That she'd worked hard on making. But really, it's just. But it kept her, kept her busy, and she certainly didn't need the money. She just did it so she could have attention from people, like especially her main focus was men, right? All the time. She even admitted that she was addicted to men, right? She was addicted to sexuality. She was addicted to relationships, just like I was, right? So that's what brought us together. This is what made us brought us so close. She was sexual, right? And so she was sexual. I wanted to go home with her right away. And here, I want to turn my light on because it's getting a little dark here. Anyways, there we go. the thing I was in this relationship and I lived in a condom. There we go. We're talking about sex, so we start, gotta throw that word condom in there. Anyways, living in her condominium, okay, is what I meant to say. She's living in this condominium, and she had a habit of bringing a lot of men home and trying to clean them up and, get them all cleaned up and sober and stuff like that. People only get themselves clean and sober when they want to, and a lot of the times, she liked having her own pet native man. Is what she liked to have. Is what she wants, and I don't know what it is about the drunk native man. She likes being the boss, and if she can't boss you or control you, she gets mad at you, and that's what happened with me. I got fed up with her because she wouldn't accept herself the way she was. Right? She was always dyeing her eyebrows at the Granite Club, paying $60 a week because she wanted to look native, or Mohawk, or whatever, or Mi'kmaq, or whatever the heck it is that she chose to tell people. And so she would dye her hair black, dye her eyebrows. When she dyed her well, I gotta admit, like once the eyebrows were dyed, or once the hair was dyed black, she did look Mohawk, right? If she dyed her hair a certain way, and some Mohawk women, they do look, they have dark hair, right? So she did look Mohawk, and she would tell people that sometimes too, right? But what started to turn me off was like she's just everybody, like she's just constantly hitting on men, like constantly passing out these business cards and basically saying, if you ever wanted a piece of ass, just give me a call. But that's not how she would say it. She would just say, hey, if you ever want to go for coffee, or if you ever want to go to dinner or get together and hang out sometime, just give me a call. And this was my girlfriend telling other men this and giving her cards out at powwows or out in public. And she had a habit of telling her personal stuff to strangers, like men on the subway. She started talking about stuff that happened to her when she was in her childhood, and all these sorts of things, stuff that you would have to talk to with a counselor, right? Or she would talk to me, and I brought this up to her. I said, you don't talk to stuff like that to total strangers on the subway. Like, what the? No wonder why people are calling you a tramp, right? Because you're so damn sexual, like with the way you talk, the way you carry yourself. So I ended up getting tired of this, and she had this weird relationship with a couple of, one of her family members, an older family. That's all I'm gonna say. It's an older family member, and I saw this kind of a relationship happen before, back in Sarnia. So this was when I was like I'm in Sarnia now, but I was thinking this to myself when I seen her getting into a vehicle all the time with this older relative, and she would say, "Oh, it's business," or "We're going to dinner," or "I got to do this, has to be taken care of. I got to take care of this. I got to take care of that. I have to, it has to be private. It's always private. Always just the two of them, right? They always go together all by themselves. The old man and the young girl, kind of friendship relationship kind of a thing. So she's always jumping in the vehicle with this guy and going to dinner with him and stuff like that. And it was her relative, an older relative. So according to what she had told me, was that something had began like when she, in her childhood, or either in her childhood or when she was a preteen, a teenager, right? And that's why she hung around him so much. But she said, "Oh, all this stuff is over. It doesn't happen no more." But as far as I could see, it was carrying right straight into her adulthood. Whatever was going on between them, this was okay between them as she was an adult, right? So she wasn't about to give that up. But when she started going to the cottage up at Cottage Country, Port Severn, Ontario, with them, they have a cottage up there. Their family has a cottage, just the two of them, and she had a habit of, like, she was in cottage country, Port Severn, there's a nudist colony there. So she'd run around bare naked in front of her this older relative, and she even did it in front of me, and I was just floored. I couldn't believe that this was going on, right? So, but like I say, I'm not perfect either. I'm not perfect, and I don't mean to pawn myself off as perfect, right? But things that I don't agree with happen, right? And so this is one of those things. I just didn't really want to be in that relationship with her if she's going to do this kind of stuff. Like, I just it happened maybe once or twice a month. Go to dinner with him, but a couple times she's wearing these really tight skirts, like she's going on a date with a boyfriend. That's how she would dress. And that was when I drew the line. I said, you know what, there is something going on here, and I'm not going to take care of all her pets, clean her cages and bird cages, cat litter boxes, take the dogs for a walk, pick up all this dog shit, follow them around. I love the dogs, but after a while, I didn't give a shit about her. I didn't love her anymore. It got to the point where she was so sexual, the way she talked, the way she carried herself, always passing her business cards out. If you want to get together, she's always hitting on men. That was a big turn off. So after a while, I just, whatever, at first when I got with her, I felt like I was in love, right? Because she slept with me right away. It was, she was pretty gentle. Everything was nice, but right away she had this temper. Like, fucking, she would flip right out, started throwing things around and breaking things, breaking her own damn furniture. Like, and this is how she was acting the whole 2 years. So she figured if she started jumping up and down, slamming things around, pulling her hair or whatever, she's going to get her way. She was used to getting this with her older men relatives, but after a while, I said, like, what a friggin' wingnut. You know what I mean? Like, come on, lady. But I enjoyed the sexuality. The easy sexuality is what it was. Like, I'm sorry to have to call her easy, but she was very promiscuous, and that was one of the reasons I left. When I got with her, she only had 3 cats. But by the time I left 2 years later, she had 5 cats. And that was the other thing. Like, last night I was saying something, I wanted to clear a couple things up. Okay, I said it was weird that she had all these cats, but that's not the weird part of it. Okay, it's okay to have cats. There's a lot of people that own lots of cats. But the weird part about it is, she had this weird smell to her. Like her vagina smelled normal. Okay, it was okay. Like, I go down on her, right? I go down on her, and everything else smelled normal. But when I get close to her butthole literally smelled like cat piss, like a litter box. And I just, at first I couldn't pinpoint this right away what the smell was. I thought it was just between her legs or something. Like, her vaginal area smelled normal, but when I got close to where her butthole area was, she had that friggin' cat piss smell. Like, it was just like, oh my god, it was gross. But she was my girlfriend, so I just ignored it, right? So I just accepted it as part of her. But I've never smelt that on a woman before. But so she was out around all these, she had all these cats. And so I don't know if that had anything to do with it, that she took on the odor of cat piss, because that's what her butthole smelled like cat piss. And so that was one of the things I remember in this relationship. The other thing was, I wanted to clear up, was the man that she kept on running away or going off on all these little gallivanting with one of her relative was, it wasn't named Michael, it was David. David is what I meant to say. So David was the older relative, and he's the one that came picked her up all the time, and they always went off and did their own thing secretly together. And like I said, I saw this happen between somebody before. Okay, so right away I knew what the fuck was going on, and I told her that. And I said, you know what? And there was another guy, this other creep named Thomas. I'll just say Thomas, okay? This guy was her best friend. She said it was like her brother or whatever. But after a while, he hated me, right? He hated me because I had a close relationship with her, and you know, she would tell me stuff that she never told him. They had a close relationship too, so it kind of conflicted. Okay, this was her. She said it was her best friend. She said it was like her brother. He was like her brother. But to me, you know, he was like competition. Obviously she had a couple of men friends like that. They had obviously they had feelings for her, and they would wanted intimacy with her. So this is what used to get me pissed right off. And she would play on stuff like that, and you know, and just she says, well, I knew them way before I met you. And I said, okay, well, fine then. And then when I go to talk to a woman, or when I go to get friendly with a woman, man, she went right through the roof, get pissed right off. So she tried to boss me around, right? She's always trying to tell me what to do, and just the way she said it, like her tone of voice and everything, like she's the big boss or something, like, you know what I mean? You know, just once I was up at her place, her tone of voice would change. She was like, okay, this goes in recycling, and this doesn't go in the garbage. This goes in recycling, and these go up in the cupboard this way. You have to stack them like that, or the towels have to be. You have to hang these towels a certain way, from small, medium to large. Like, and I was like, who gives a fuck? Who the fuck cares? They're fucking towels, okay? You dry your ass with the goddamn towels when you get out of the shower. They're not decorations. But she came from a family where these were decorations, right? You hang them on in your washroom, small, medium to large, just like bars of soap. You know, what are bars of soap? Bars of soap are stuff that you clean with. Take a bath, take a shower, whatever it is, and make yourself clean. They're not decorations. But anyways, this is just my opinion. Anyways, I don't know if anybody decorates their washrooms with bars of soap or towels. But, you know, all the power to you. But I just found that ridiculous behavior. All my life I was used to using disposable razors, okay? Disposable razors, that's what my grandpa and my uncle brought me up on, was disposable razors. I was not brought up on electric shavers or any of those things. Electric shavers are, you know, the easy things in life that a lot of Jagnash men would use, white men, right? So, but she was trying to change my life, and she was trying to say, oh, you don't need those razors. Here, look what I bought you. And she got me using this electric razor. And it was okay, but, you know, this is not me. This is not me. I'm used to, you know, I like the way I put shampoo on my chin, and I'll shave with razors that are disposable. These are some of the things that I do. Like, I don't go buy shaving cream or anything like that. I'm native. I improvise, okay? So this is what I've always done all my life. But she's trying to change all this and say, oh, I bought you some shaving cream, and I got you this this electric shaver. I want you to use it, and you know, all this. And she was trying to get me into wearing robes and slippers and that sort of thing. Like, you know, hell no, okay? Maybe the men in your family might wear slippers and robes and whatever the hell else, and corncob pipes sticking out of their yap. But, man, I'm a fucking native, okay? I'll dress however the fuck I want to dress, look however the fuck I want, and no woman's going to tell me, hey, I would like it if you wear a robe or slippers, or if you start using an electric razor. So this is the kind of control that... Oh, another thing was Pepsi, Coke, anything like that. Coke, she hated pop. She's trying to tell me, you can't, don't drink pop because it rots your teeth. And she was trying to get me to... Well, she got me to stop smoking marijuana for a while, for about a year. But after that, I was like, no way, you don't take this away from me. I was miserable without it. She was like, oh, I'll hold your hand. I'll nurse you through it and all. You don't need those, and you don't need marijuana. All you need is me, kind of a thing. And she's always had sex to offer and whatever, you know. Always offering sex, and I try to leave on different occasions because I just sometimes I had the nerve to leave, sometimes I didn't have the nerve to leave. What I mean by that is I was afraid of breaking up. I was afraid of being hurt. You know, the painful hurt of breaking up with somebody, and I didn't want to go through that. So I was used to being with her, and I figured I'll just, you know, I'll endure this. Okay, I don't got nowhere to go. I have no money, and you know, she never shared a lot with me, right? She always wanted to take, right? So any money that I made, she wanted to help me spend it, while her $70,000-$80,000 every 3 months piled up in her bank accounts. She wanted to spend my measly few dollars that I earned and put together through my artwork. If I make money off artwork or selling discount cigarettes on the street or anything like that in Toronto, she wanted me to buy her stuff. Like, she was into eating sushi. Maybe that's why her butthole smelled like friggin' cat piss. I don't know, but she was into sushi, raw fish, eating raw meat and stuff like that. She liked her steak with blood coming out of it, you know, or any kind of meat that what she had. Always had to be that fresh and not cooked. And you know, I told her several times, like, I like my meat cooked. You know, if I'm going to have a steak, I like my steak cooked. I don't like eating anything fucking raw with blood coming out of it or still squirming around or anything like that. You know, this is the kind of shit that she was into, and that's her thing. That's okay. That's fine. I accepted that about her. Another thing that I accepted about her. But after a while, it got to the point where I don't need this woman no more. I don't need this place no more. So I tried to walk out a couple times, and she would get all happy and soft again. Oh, come on, honey. You don't really mean that. Come back into bed. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we'll work it out. We'll talk. And she would get like that. So I would ignore whatever it is that I was trying to do, like trying to leave. And she would talk me out of it, usually with sexuality. But after a while, that wasn't working anymore. Like I said, she's always going for rides with this older relative, secret rides, carrying on her secret relationship. And she had this Thomas guy that was always trying to fight with me and argue with me on the phone, but he would never meet me in public, kind of a thing. So this was, she wouldn't let him go. So finally I said, okay, you got a few days now. I'm going to give you a few days. Here's your options, okay? I am through with your bullshit. Okay, if you want me to stick around, you're going to make a choice right now. It's either me or that Thomas guy. Like, I'm not going to fucking put up with this. Like, I'm not a part of your harem, okay? You might like to have a lot of men hanging around you and hanging off of you, fighting over you, but I'm not going to be one of them. So you got that choice. You take your pick. And she's like, excuse me? And I said, yeah, just like I said. I said, your choice right now is me or him. And she's like, oh, I don't have to make that choice. Well, I said, I'll make that choice for you. So it took me about 2 weeks before I got my stuff together, hid stuff here and there. I didn't tell her about it. I just planned it and I psyched myself up to it. And then finally, I just decided that I'm leaving her. I'm going back to the native men's residence where she found me, and I'm going back to my family there, where everybody cares about me, and not like that was my family in Toronto. Was the native men's residence, the staff, and the men's shelter, the native men's shelter there. So it's that's why I still call them family. But anyways, she didn't want to. She wanted to have all these guy friends and she wanted to flirt with them, talk dirty with them. I don't want a girlfriend that's gonna be talking dirty with everybody and just being sexual with everybody. Like, who the hell wants to be with somebody like that? I just totally thought it was disgusting. I just gross. So I decided, I don't need this. And I decided I'll wait until she starts on me again. If she starts on me again, then this is what I was going to do, right? I'd get up and leave. I'll say, I'll say, hey, here's my chance. She's arguing with me, trying to tell me what to do, trying to yell at me. This is my chance. So, after those 2 weeks, at the end of September 2012, sure enough, she starts on me again. And we bought dinner that night. We bought dinner, Chinese food. Of course, I paid for it, right? She couldn't dip into her $2-3 million to buy dinner. I bought it with my few dollars that I made that day. And so, like a royal piece of garbage this person was, and is still. But anyways, so I ordered the Chinese food. We sit down to eat. And she had her favorite spot on the couch where she sat and watched TV with a remote in her hand, sitting there buck-ass naked. She always walked around she walked around completely naked. It was, she was nice to look at. Like, she's not ugly. She had a nice body and everything. But, it's just after a while, come on, lady, put some clothes on. Like, she's always never with clothes on. She was like, well, this is my place. I can do what I want. And she would walk in front of the windows like that, too, right? Like, no friggin' clothes on, buck-ass naked. I never saw anybody do such a thing. But that was her thing, and that was another thing that she was into. Like, she said if I could do it, I would walk. She would walk around everywhere, like nude, right? Nude. She was into public nudity and that kind of thing, and having sex on the balcony. She tried to talk to me, and she tried to get me to have sex with her out on a balcony, like on a freaking on this it was the third story of this condominium, and there's other condominiums, tall buildings, all these skyscrapers around her. I said, there's all kinds of people in these friggin' buildings, workers and stuff like that. And I said, about 5 or 6 in the morning she wanted to do this. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, that's just crazy. But this was the other stuff the kind of stuff that she was into. But anyways, I decided as soon as she starts arguing with me, I'll take off. And that's what she did. She started on me. She's like, okay, I can't hear. I just said something nice to her, asking her about her day or whatever, how was your day, kind of a thing. And then she was like, she turns the TV off, slams the remote down. She goes, okay, I can't concentrate on the TV and listen to you at the same time. And I said, you know what? I said, fuck you. Fuck you. All right. And she says, what's wrong with you? I said, I had enough of your shit. I had enough of your bitching. I had enough of your pretending to be a native. I had enough of your friggin' fucking around with everybody. I had enough. Okay. I'm leaving you. And she's like, excuse me? I said, yeah, you have that choice, right? And if you're not going to make it, I'm going to make it for you. She says, I don't have to make a choice or whatever. And so I made the choice. I left her September 29th, 2012. I walked out on her. She hasn't been able to get over me since. And so that's why I said every once in a while she's stalking. She's still stalking, obviously, because she tried to sabotage my Facebook a couple days ago. Just with garbage propaganda, stuff that from years ago or whatever. And she tried that shit again about a year and a half ago. And then I just totally shut off all public commenting on my Facebook. But she found her way in through a photograph that she had taken when we were in our relationship together 12 years ago, because she also, helped me with my with the photography and stuff like that, take pictures of my art. So she found her way in that way. She tried to start her bullshit again under different names. She always uses different names, tries to use different native names that she makes up. Tells everybody she's Mi'kmaq, Mohawk, whatever. She's none of those things. She's just a loudmouth piece of shit. And she calls the cops on people. There's a difference between being a cop caller rat and being a legitimate cop caller, okay? If you're calling police for emergency because something's happening, you're being assaulted, you're being hurt, there's an accident, these are legitimate reasons. You need to call the cops, right? Missing children, anything, you need to call the cops. But when she does it to cause problems for people, she'll cause trouble for people. You touch her in any way, poke her in the belly or friggin' grab her by the wrist, she calls the cops right away. She done it to a lot of her. She just looks for that excuse to call the cops. You touch her or say anything threatening to her, she calls the cops. That's why she's got all these 3 filing cabinets full of probation orders, bail orders, and she's always constantly bickering and complaining about all these exes that she's put in jail and that are gone on to different times of their lives that don't involve her anymore. This person owes me money, or that person owes me money. Oh, he still owes me $300, or that one still owes me $400. It's all, everybody owes her money. All right, everybody owes her money all the time. Everybody fucking, yeah, but she doesn't have the willpower to stop being a liar herself, right? A big freaking liar. Like, she's always lying about something. She'd get letters from men in jail, and she'd tell men to write to her and stuff like that, answer their calls from jail, because she liked that attention from men. And when I got mad about it, she, oh, you're just jealous and insecure, like that all these men like me and stuff like that. Well, what are you leading them on for? What are you trying to pick them up for? Of course I'm going to get pissed off. And she goes right through the roof if I talk to a woman, right? So this was not a relationship to get into, and it was my own fault too for involving myself with her. It's just totally big mistake, because now she's hard to shake off sometimes. But I'm on my reserve here, and oh, here's some coyotes. So we got some coyotes in the bushes here. I don't know if you can hear them. Anyways, yeah, so I left her 2012. I went back to the Native men's residence, and she's been on a hate campaign ever since. She's went to public rallies and try to put out public warnings about me, and just make up shit. She's good at doing that. She's called the Children's Aid, Native Child Family Services, on women in the Native community that piss her off, right? That she gets into arguments with. Like, if you piss her off, she'll make all kinds. She'll do whatever it takes to make all kinds of trouble for you. That's why I call her a Karen. And she's not Native; she's white. Okay, both grandparents are Native or white, just as I had said. Her mother's parents are white. Her father's parents are white. Her whole family's white. But the only thing that makes her Native is she's got a little bit of knowledge of spirituality here and there and all that. She's got a certificate that says she's a medicine woman and a healer, and that she paid $250 for the course, right? As I told you. So, yeah, I just wanted to elaborate more on... I couldn't keep going last night because it was kind of colder, and plus my light had burned out, so I basically just finished off what I needed to say. This was a bad relationship that I got into, and obviously she's hasn't gotten over me, because she was still trying to sabotage, my YouTube, my Facebook, still trying to make shit up, still trying to be complete friggin', her whole self is what she's being. And, I can't wish death on her. I'd like to, but I gotta be a normal person and not have that hatred, or try not to. So, it's okay to walk out on a woman. It's okay to walk out on a relationship. It's okay to walk out on a man. You don't have to put up with anybody's abuse or shit. She's never had anybody walk out on her before. This is what this is all about. This is why she's still angry with me, still trying to chase after me, or whatever it is that she's still watching my YouTube videos. watching my Facebook somehow. So, you don't have to put up with that. Like, pieces of garbage like this are abusive, whether they're a man, woman, or hermaphrodite. You don't have to put up with that bullshit. You know, leave the damn person. If they create that much chaos and bullshit in your life, just walk out on them. She's never had anybody walk out on her, like I said. That's why I'm one of her biggest enemies, I guess, right now. One of her biggest hatreds. Because I won't go back to her. And I never did. So, have the courage to walk out on abusive relationships. Have the courage, you know, to stand up for yourself. Today's weather outlook. Currently, it is around 7 degrees. Yeah, 7 degrees. And today it's going to be a high of 15. Chance of showers. And tomorrow we're going to get up to a high of 11, 12, which is closer around like 50, 60 degrees Fahrenheit for the next couple days. But we will be experiencing a little bit of cold coming back again. Probably starting tomorrow afternoon. Anyways, I would like to thank you very much for your listening to me and listening to my rant. Having a walk with me. Thank you for the walk. Thank you for your patience. Have a good day. Security After Hours with Richard and Oreo, who is tucked away warm in his carrying case on my back.